that this nation is going to serve God. So you've got to bring yourself one nation under God. Y'all don't get it, do you? You don't get it. You've got to make yourself one nation under God. Help me this morning. You got to make yourself be one nation under God. If not, you're going to be Russia. You're going to be Japan. You're going to be South America. You're going to be North America. One nation under God. So the persona, the personality, that's where the issue lies. That is the place where folks say stuff like this. Well, that's just how she is. They say that's just how she is. What do you mean that's just how she is? That's just how she is. They say that. So what they're referring to is that's her personality. That's that nation. That's that nation right there. But now, if you catch her tomorrow, she's liable to be another way, because what they're saying is there are multiple nations inside of this person, and they have not brought all these nations under one. So they loose on Monday and loose and they real quiet and subtle, on Tuesday, and then they drunk running crazy on Wednesday, and then they in the bed laying down, don't want to get up on Thursday. See, there's all these nations, all these different nations that have not been brought under God. So that's where all these personalities come from that have nothing to do with the devil. And so that's the reason why you're wasting time when you are talking about, that's the devil there. You know what I'm saying? The devil bothers. The devil ain't bothering you. The devil ain't bothering you. Your personalities are bothering you. That's what's bothering you. Your personality, the stuff that's been running in your bloodline, is what's bothering you. That's what's bothering you. Your great-great-grandmama, she was nasty and trifling. That's the stuff that's bothering you. That's the stuff that's coming down. Your great-granddaddy was a heavy drinker. That's the stuff that's bothering you. It ain't got nothing to do with talking about the devil. No, you got to get them nations and bring them nations one under God. Every one of them. You got to know which nation is in operation and admit it and bring it under subjection. Bring it under God. That's what's got to happen. Because if you do not bring it under God, it's going to continue to have you all over the place. It's going to have you with a diagnosis of being bipolar and schizophrenic. Because all that is nations that are out of control. Someone that does not know how to bring all those nations together. So you can have a conversation with them and they'll seem to talk right, but then all of a sudden they'll start going all off on another tizzy. And so when they start going off on another tizzy, that's when you want to slide away from them, because you know that that's another nation that's now in operation. But if they could bring this thing under one, that is the reason why they do things to try to medicate. Let's bring these things under one. Let's get the voices. The first thing they ask you is when you go see a psychologist and stuff, are you hearing voices? What are they saying? Yeah, how many nations? That's what they ask you. How many nations? How many nations you got? How many nations rapping to you? That's what they're asking. How many nations? And I don't care who you are. And I don't care how great you consider yourself to be. You got multiple nations. You have to bring them nations subject. Oh, you have to. You have to bring them subject. There is a part of me that I know the streets, pretty much. I dealt a lot in the streets. So there is a part of me that has a street nature. And sometimes that nature, I'll find myself every now and then, I just want to hear some real trap music and stuff. That's what I want to hear. But let me show y'all what I do. I limit it as to how much of it I deal with, because I don't want it to get into the psych part of me and begin to change my nature. That's just like with food. There's certain things, whenever I start craving something, I don't just say, no, I'm not going to do that. If I don't do nothing but get one bite of it to knock that crave off of me and go on about my business because of the discipline. See, it's about being disciplined. I'm working on disciplining myself. I've been started a few years with bringing myself under discipline. So instead of me sitting there fighting and wrestling and getting tired, and frustrated with fighting and wrestling or what have you, taking myself through all types of mental anguish over this donut, I just bite the donut, get rid of the rest of it, so then it's gone, out the way or what have you, and I keep moving. So, but I realize that these are different natures. We all have these various natures, and they have to be brought one nation under God. They have to be. If you do not bring them one nation under God, they will subdue you. And they will always keep you in a position as to where people say stuff like this right here. That's just how she is. That's just how he is. You can't fool with him today. You're in a whole nother mood today. They got something to see. And it causes you to only be dealt with at certain times. And people have to, tread lightly and all this little type of stuff, which only means that you are not in control. You are not in control of your persona, which is your person. And so the Bible says it like this right here. A man that does not have any control over his spirit is like a city without walls, it says. And so a city without walls means it's a place without boundaries. So that means anything can happen. Anything can happen. I'm going to show y'all just how serious I am about stuff. Just how in depth I pay attention to stuff. And I don't care about people doing it to me. I matter of fact, I encourage you to do it to me. Evaluate me. I don't care. I'm like this. If I find out that a person is, say they a liar, they live a double life, if they've been one way in front of me, and then I find out they got a whole bunch of other stuff going on that I didn't know anything about. Because take to mind now, you got to know this about me. I'm not a police. I do not police people. I do not call anybody, especially with any of y'all, those of you at Trim. I don't call people asking folks stuff about y'all. Yeah, you seen such and such, that. I don't do that. I don't. I feel like if the Lord wants me to know something, He'll let me know. And I make sure that I maintain my regular stance in prayer for us all. But if I find out that there is a deceptive nature to you to attempt to deceive me, my whole thought pattern shifts. It shifts. You then become the type of person that I be like, You become the type of person that I wouldn't even want if I had a husband, him to even be around you, because the type of stuff you liable to do. Now, someone say, no, I wouldn't do that. You the exact one that will do it. You would be the exact one that will do it. Why? Because you already deceiving me. You already pretending to be one way instead of just being honest about where you are. If you struggling with something, you should be honest enough to tell the truth that you're struggling with it, especially if I am a leader to you, if I am a voice in your life and you can't be honest about what you're struggling with, you trifling. You trifling. I'm going to be different with you. That's just the bottom line. If I do that to any of y'all, be different with me. I'm going to be different. I'm going to be reserved. I might still deal with you, everything, but you best believe I'm reserved in certain aspects because you're not trustworthy. You're not trustworthy. You literally, and now let me say this. Every one of you know when you deceiving somebody. You can't fool me now. Every one of us know when we deceiving somebody, when we lying. You know for a fact. You know you messing with that girl, old man. When you see that girl, the first thing come to your mind is you messing with her old man. But now you ain't ever said a word to her. You don't say nothing to her, but you deceiving her. Because you pretending to be a particular way that you are not. So every one of us know. So you know for a fact if you come in Pastor Lee's face and you know you done did some stuff that you ain't got no business and you lying, and especially if I know about it, I'm different. I'm just going to be a little different, y'all. I'm serious. Call that my persona. But I'm just going to be a little different. I'm just going to be a little different. And I just consider that type of person as this is an untrustworthy person right here. This joker is capable of doing anything. If you literally try to limit what you think they are capable of doing, you're going to get hurt. You're going to get hurt. You cannot limit what a person that operates in deception is subject to do. You're a fool if you do. You better not say, well, she lied, and she took the $5, but she ain't gonna sleep with nobody. You a lie. Yes, they will. If she took $5 and didn't tell it, she'll go do that too. Cause see, now the nature of deception is in operation. The nature, okay, y'all. The nature of deception is now in full operation. And because it's in full, Jesus Christ, the Bible says stolen waters are sweet. So because I done stole this and think I done got away with it, I'll try to do it again. I just showed y'all in the text, they did not realize what they had done until a consequence came. Sometimes we don't realize, I'm going to just say, I'll give it a whole 10 out of 10. We don't realize what has been done until a consequence takes place. I didn't realize that I was killing my marriage until it was gone. Y'all hear me? Huh? I didn't realize. I didn't realize that I shouldn't have said that until after I had hurt somebody's feelings. Consequence. So that persona, that personality has to be dealt with. That personality has to be made subject, and that is not something that is a result of the devil. That's a result of you. That's something you gotta do. You gotta deal with you. You are responsible for you. When we stand before Jesus Christ at the judgment, it will be for me. And what have I done? What have I done? He can only judge me for me. He can't judge me for you. He's only going to deal with me according to my works. So if I have not done anything to make my works better, then I get a consequence. I get a consequence. Point blank. I get a consequence. So we see in what we were talking in Matthew. What do you do when it's too late? They done killed the man.